Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my new show. This will most likely be a weekly show on a Friday evening or Friday evening slash Saturday morning, in which I go over the news of the week and the upcoming release list. And I'm going to call the show, as you probably have noticed, the Madcap News, for a quick flash of news, hopefully keeping it within 10 minutes, in which I go through the most important points I believe that were released in gaming news and the release list. So, off to our first point of news this week. Steam has decided to actually put in place a decent refund policy, no longer this only one time in your entire Steam history bullshit, but an actual refund policy. Of course, there are a couple of restrictions in place, but that should be expected. But you can actually refund Steam games now, at least if you bought them yourself. You cannot refund gifts. But it's fucking awesome, and now Steam is finally getting a little bit better in terms of customer service. It actually is no longer beaten by, how is the Ubisoft platform called, and Origins by EA, who already had a refund policy in place for quite some time. This is really good. Now, if only they fixed Greenlight and early access, then everything would be fine. But this is everything I can say about this. If you want really more information, I would suggest you check out your Steam account. Under help, there is a refund policy descriptor somewhere that you can check out or check on the internet. It should be a simple Google search. On the other news, XCOM 2 has been announced, just like Fallout 4, and the internet is having orgasms about it. And I also think it's really, really awesome because I like both XCOM Unknown and Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Never played the originals, so if you want to hold that against me, it's your choice. But for XCOM, I really hope they do fix a couple of things like wall shooting. But they apparently already tried fixing the alien stuff, like if you discovered an alien pack in XCOM Enemy Unknown, they got a reaction and moved away into cover. Apparently you should be able to surprise them now. And there is a new 5th class, so that's really awesome. Also, they named the mobile hover carrier, if you haven't seen it or heard about it, the Avenger. So this is really awesome. Hopefully they pick up some of the Avengers hype train. Also, it's rumored that it's going to be released somewhere in November this year, so that's really going to be awesome. And Fallout 4, yay! Shooting in the post-apocalypse wasteland is also always awesome. A bit of controversy about the fact that the protagonist was actually speaking to his dog this time with a real voice, which is not happened before in a Fallout game, I believe. At least not any I played. And, there's some speculation that it will happen in Boston. But we'll see about that in upcoming trailers and hype on E3. And the rumors is that it will be released on the 23rd October of this year. And if you know anything about Fallout lore, you know that was the day that the bombs fell. So that would be pretty in line with the lore of the game. I say, and pretty funny. And then the fourth point that I wish to bring up is that the GOG summer sales have already started ahead of the Steam summer sales. So if you want cheap games, I would suggest checking over there. I believe they sell a couple of games really, really on the cheap. If you want Darksiders 2, for example, after being inspired by my Let's Play so far, it's like €5 or something over there, so... But that should be it for our news section, and I'm going through the release list of the coming few days, starting with tomorrow, at least tomorrow for today, that's Saturday, the 5th of June. D4, A Dark Dreams Don't Die. It's an Xbox One exclusive that's coming to the PC. It's apparently a murder mystery with time travel elements, so I think people that like mindfucks will really like this. On June the 6th, we get Dead Pirate, which seemed to be some kind of action platformer. It calls itself also an RPG, but I didn't see any real RPG elements in the trailers. It seems fine if you like platforming and old style gaming. On the June 8th, we get Titanis, another platformer, action platformer RPG. Or at least it calls itself RPG. Once again, I didn't really see any extreme RPG elements besides selecting some skills that you take with you in missions. It's an action platformer, so good luck with that. Also on the June 8th we have Ario's Quest. It's another platformer. It seems fine. You have to like the art style, and I think it's going a little bit after the Meat Boy. The Meat Boy allure of dying a lot of times in gruesome, horrible, unfashionable ways. Then on the June the 9th, we get Colad. And this is actually really interesting, I think. It's probably just another walking simulator, but they say there is a fear/anxiety mechanic in the game that will cause you to, well, not take certain actions in the game because your character will completely flip out. I would really suggest checking this out if you like mystery games. Then on Monday, that's not a Monday, on June the 10th, that's a Wednesday, we get Monster Jam Battlegrounds. Imagine Trials Fusion, but instead of, well, quad bikes or motorcycles, imagine monster trucks. You ride around in 2D plane truck, jumping over obstacles, making sure that you have enough speed to get over it, but not so much that you fly all the way, well, into damnation, I guess. So if that's up your alley, then good luck, have fun. It's not something I really will wish to play. And then on June the 12th, this next Friday, Lego Jurassic World. So they combined all the Jurassic Park movies, combined it into a Lego game. So if you're into the Jurassic movies, this might be interesting to check out. It's probably a bit more humoristic than the movies. Or if you're really into the Lego games, this should also be funny for you. Well, that's all I wanted to discuss this today. So this was Madcap News. Until next time, happy gaming.